say yes. Let your walls down. Let your walls down and say yes. Let your walls down. Let your walls down and say yes. Let your walls down. Let your walls down. When will these blessings won't stop? We keep on reflecting our soul as we rock and roll. Like the genre, que pasa Mufasa. These stitches are itching, help me bless them all. Give me some pain, give me some trust. Give me some love, give me some dust. You found out you are your own guru. This water that's gonna make you feel something. This darkness inside gonna make your heart feel complete. Yeah, and I know this road and what this path means to me. Hey. Release all your fear and open up your wings and breathe. And let your walls down, let your walls down. Let your walls down and say yes. Let your walls down. Let your walls down and say yes. Let your walls down. Let your walls down and say yes. Let your walls down, let your walls down. Compassionate eyes can rip your soul from your seats. As people lie down with no water to drink. This is a crazy taste of reality, and all love dies, all love breathes, all love dies, all love breathes. We gotta rise up, oh, we gotta stand up tall. Don't let this world lock you out of your soul. We gotta rise up, oh, we gotta stand up tall. Don't let this world lock you out of your soul. Hey. Open your eyes to the sight, a million blessings disguising their light. The darkness in the world is real. Have right action, stand on your feet. No matter what path we choose, keep on circling the fracture or moon. All one people, stand up in your night. Everything is sacred, everyone is sacred. We gotta rise up, oh, we gotta stand up tall. Don't let this world lock you out of your soul. We gotta rise up, oh, we gotta stand up tall. Don't let this world lock you out. When we look inside, yeah, we see this ember. We know this light inside is our love. When we look inside, yeah, we see this ember. We know this light inside is Simchat. We're imitating stars that move across the shimmer. We know this light inside is our love. When we look inside and polish the mirror, we know this light inside is our love. When we look inside, yeah, we see this ember. We know this light inside is our love. When we look inside, yeah, we see this ember. We know this light inside is some child. We're imitating stars that move across the shimmer. We know this light inside is our love. When we look inside and polish the mirror, we know this light inside, yeah. We gotta rise up, oh, we gotta stand up tall. Don't let this world lock you out of your soul. We gotta rise up, oh, we gotta stand up tall. Don't let this world lock you out. We gotta rise up, oh, we gotta stand up tall. Don't let this world lock you out of your soul. We gotta rise up, oh, we gotta stand up tall. Don't let this world lock you out. Don't let this world lock you out. Don't let this world lock you out of your heart.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב
I was about to say good morning. Sorry. Good evening. It could be morning somewhere. Shabbat shalom. It is good to see folks out here, and welcome to those who are joining us on live stream or on Facebook or Boxcast. I do want to let folks know who are watching online. It is windy outside. The last time it was windy outside, that meant that our Wi-Fi would knock in and out occasionally. If you are watching on Facebook Live, sometimes Facebook Live won't pick it back up. If it goes out on Facebook, we encourage you to scoot over to YouTube or to Boxcast. You can find those on our website. And also on our website, right under where the live stream is, there is a copy, a flip book of tonight's service so that you can follow along in our prayer book this evening. We are excited tonight not only to celebrate and welcome in Simchat Torah and Shmini Atzeret. This is the final push to the end of the holidays. So in 24 hours, our holiday season will be done and we'll all take a big deep breath. And we are excited. We all know these are different times. And 4 months ago, 5 months ago, our confirmation class of 2020, if these had been normal times, would have been standing on our bima as the many generations before them. And tonight, it's a little bit different. But what's special about tonight is that if we think of the history of this holiday, this is a holiday not in the Torah. It's a holiday not in the Talmud. It's a holiday that was made up. It sounds terrible, but it's a holiday that was created in exile because times were different. And what were they doing? They were celebrating Torah. And so tonight, times are different, and we're reminded as we celebrate this holiday that we can, just as our ancestors before us, create new. We can create new and different ways to celebrate as Jews, and that is what we do tonight. We celebrate Simchat Torah, and we celebrate confirmation in the midst of this celebration of Torah. And so on page 1, people of the book, we have been, we will be, we are. As we turn the pages to begin again and again, creation, the law, the promises of the prophets. I know my past as it is written, for out of the void, God created order. And I know it is good. This Simchat Torah, eternal is the truth that guides us, freeing us, providing peace to live our lives as it is written, as it endures, generation to generation, our hearts rejoice and celebrate. And it is an honor now to invite forward some parents of our confirmands, Sherry Moulton, who will lead us in our candle blessings, and David and Karen Klein, who will lead us in Kiddush.
May these festival lights open our eyes to the joys in life. Beauty that delights the eye, freedom to be ourselves. The knowledge of Torah that shapes our moral being. The heritage of celebration that unites us as a people. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lahadlik ner shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, who sanctifies us with mitzvot and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat and the festivals.
This festival teaches that the study of Torah never ends, and that its influence can fill our lives with the beauty of holiness. With the fruit of the vine, our symbol of joy, we celebrate this day, giving thanks for the great teachers of every generation. May our celebration make us eager to study our heritage and to use what we learn in the service of humanity.
We sing together now the Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hakafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol am, ורוממנו מכל הלשון, וקידשנו במצוותיו. ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה, שבתות למנוחה ומועדים לשמחה, חגים וזמנים לששון. את יום השבת הזה ואת יום השמיני חג עצרת הזה, זמן שמחתנו באהבה מקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. קיוונו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבעת מועדי קודשך באהבה ורצון בשמחה ובששון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת וישראל והזמנים לחיים.
You may be seated. And it is an honor now to welcome our confirmation class of 2020.
Welcome to the Simchat Torah confirmation service of 2020. We were the class of 5780, but due to COVID, we're now one of the two classes that will be confirmed during 5781. Throughout our year in confirmation, we studied a variety of topics and talked about how Judaism, Jewish knowledge, and being Jewish play a part in our daily lives, from shaping our opinions to how we look at the world. Tonight, we celebrate the Torah that we have learned over the past 11 or so years and share with you some of the things that we have come to believe and affirm about Judaism and being Jewish. I am proud to be Jewish because we are always taught to look back to the past. One of our more modern sayings is never forget, but that doesn't just apply to the Holocaust. Using the past to guide our future is one of the most important things to providing a strong sense of community. The Jews' history is one of the richest in the world. We have endured for thousands of years through all manner of hardships and came out stronger after all of them. I am proud to be Jewish because our background is one of resilience, and I have inherited that strength that is present in all Jews.
I'm Jewish because all of my ancestors are Jewish, and I want to continue in their footsteps and also continue to be part of such a tight-knit community. I am Jewish because I want to continue to be able to learn about Judaism and grow as a member of the community. I want to continue to be able to spread awareness to non-Jews and also be able to teach them about Judaism. It's also important to me because I don't want to be the last one in the chain. I want to raise my kids Jewish so they can continue to teach others and be part of such a tight-knit community Judaism has created. We turn to page 3 and rise for the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai, Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Shem Yevov Malechuto Ne'olam Ne'olam
Please be seated. We continue with the Ve'ahavataha et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha v'veitecha uv'lechdecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu letotafod b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'sha'arecha leman tizkeruhu v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'lohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti echem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiyot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Judaism is very personal to me. Its traditions bring me much closer to my family, for which I am very grateful. For example, every Shabbat, I'm provided with an opportunity to gather with my mother's side of the family to celebrate. Every week when my family gathers and says the blessings over the Shabbat candles, wine, and challah, we connect to each other and to previous generations, such as my great-grandmother, Gigi, who hosted a weekly Shabbat dinner prior to my Gammy. Similarly, no holiday would be complete without my grandma Jeannie making every Jewish food known to man and then some, not in small portions, mind you. Whether through food or blessings, Judaism gives me an opportunity to connect with my family.
I grew up going to Jewish high holy days and services, and occasionally ones on Friday nights. I grew up being Jewish because that's what I've always known. But now as I'm being asked the question of why I'm Jewish, my answer is almost nothing to do with how I grew up. To me, being Jewish means believing in the teachings of the Torah. To me, being Jewish means that I come from a long line of people that have overcome the impossible. But most importantly, to me, being Jewish means that I'm part of the greater community with similar beliefs. For the past 7 years, I have been attending a Jewish sleepaway camp. Growing up with that experience has greatly increased my Jewish identity. I meet new people every year that come from different states, different Jewish backgrounds, and interests. But we are all connected through the common factor of Judaism. Having those people in my life have taught me what it means to be a Jew. We can all come from different backgrounds, but we're all connected through a greater community that is preserved through many harsh times and still have outcome with our beliefs.
כמוך בערים ארוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תגילו עושה פלא Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Moses and the children cross the sea. They sing to you with songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? Mi chamocha ba'erim arorai Mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh Nora tegilo Oseh
When I say I'm Jewish, I think about everything that came before me. I feel so lucky to be a part of a community that has fought tremendous strides to be here. As a Jewish person, I feel the need to be kind and respectful to everyone. One of my favorite moments of being Jewish was going on the confirmation trip to Washington, D.C. I went into it not thinking that political things correlated with Judaism. But I was surprised after walking miles and miles around D.C. that those two have a connection. I had an amazing time learning and discovering new things about myself as a Jew. I am so proud to be Jewish. I love the fact that my parents and grandparents can all bond over the same thing. My family is extremely musically oriented. From learning and singing all the prayers throughout the years, my mom, grandma, and I have gotten so close. I am thankful that I've had something to always come back to that feels really safe. We continue on the next page with Hashki Veinu.
The
Being Jewish is really important to me. It brings me closer to my friends and family and also to my ancestors of the past. This is important to me because I want to carry on the same traditions and events of my ancestors. There is nothing I love more than feeling so deeply connected to other Jewish people in the community. I'm very proud to be a Jew because of how great our community is in the bond of the people that represent us. Please rise for the Amidah.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agite gilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Haste Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Lama'an Shamo Be'achava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezrat Sarah.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא קורים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מרח, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום הללוה סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You may be seated.
Peace will come through the grace of God and the actions of humanity, compassion and kindness, forgiveness and love, patience and gratitude, justice and mercy, empathy and understanding, each act a yearning, each deed a longing, for wholeness and tranquility in our world.
You who makes peace in the highest heavens, guide our hearts and our hands in service to each other in your world, to bring peace to all the nations of the earth, all people everywhere. When I think about what being Jewish means to me, I think about all the opportunities I have had and the people I have met through UH. I have been able to volunteer countless times with friends and family, and am very proud to be part of a community that not only does things for each other, but helps those in need. I have also been able to attend many bar and bat mitzvahs. When it was time for my own bat mitzvah, I was excited to do what I had seen so many of my friends do and show everyone what I was working so hard on. Looking back, I am proud of all the work I put into learning my Torah portion. I was in 7th grade, and that perseverance has helped me as I've gotten older. Preparing everything for my service taught me how to work hard for the things I want. Although I was nervous, I put in the work and was successful. Since then, I have worked hard in many things, including school and competitive swimming. My bat mitzvah helped reveal to myself that hard work and perseverance would allow me to become successful, and in addition, allow me to feel closer to the Jewish community. Being a part of UH has given me a sense of family and allowed me to follow in the tradition of my parents and grandparents as members of United Hebrew. As a member of the Jewish community, I've been able to incorporate my religion into my life through what I've learned. First, being bat mitzvahed was by far the most special memory that I have had. Seeing all my friends and family come together and celebrate this meaningful occasion was unforgettable. Also, from my bat mitzvah, I learned how hard work can pay off in the end. Spending years and years learning every prayer and then getting to share it on my bat mitzvah day was very rewarding. And although there aren't many Jewish students in my school, my Jewish identity has always been very important to me. And because none of my school friends are Jewish, my sister and I decided to have a Hanukkah party for our friends. We cooked Jewish foods like matzo ball soup and latkes and played dreidel. Everyone was very excited as well as interested in learning about Jewish traditions, foods, and holidays, and things that were special to the Jewish community. This experience was very special knowing that I could teach others about such a huge part of my identity. Even to this day, my friends and I reminisce on this amazing night, and they continue to ask questions about my Judaism. And while not only do I share my Judaism with my friends, but I also share it with my family. Every holiday I celebrate with my family is a time that we can come together and share. Being able to all have a nice meal and talk because of a Jewish holiday bringing us together is something else that means a lot to me. United Hebrew has been a huge part of my life since I was 18 months old and has been a part of my family for 4 generations, and it will continue to be a huge part of my Jewish identity.
And our thoughts now turn to those in our community who are in need of a little extra healing, all those affected by COVID, but also all those affected by all the other pains that we have in our lives, and those in need of healing of mind, of body, or of spirit. So I ask at this time all those present and even those at home, if you have the name of somebody you'd like to think of, that you'd like to put their name out there into the universe, I invite you, if you'd like to rise or remain seated and to say their name either out loud or in your hearts. For all those names said and all those names in our hearts and our minds, we ask for a speedy recovery. We ask for a full recovery, a refuah shlema, as we join in together on the bottom of page 7 for a blessing for those in need of healing. Mishaberach l'cholim.
Blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mekor haberacha lehavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai rofeh hacholim. Blessed are you, God, who heals the sick, and together we say Amen. We continue on page 8 by reading silently
the entries of Tyler May and Elliot Thomas.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי
And we have just a few announcements for this Shabbat. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Via Zoom will be Torah study. Also at 9 a.m., being live streamed, will be our service. It is the Bat Mitzvah of Taylor Flotkin at 9 a.m. It's also the Simchat Torah Shabbat morning service and Yizkor. And at 11 a.m., we will have the Bat Mitzvah of Grace Deutsch, and it's also a Shabbat morning service at Simchat Torah, and we will have a video that will bring everyone through Yizkor. And at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow evening is Next Week Now, our new segment where we look ahead at the coming week at the Torah. And our thoughts now turn to those who are no longer with us, those who remain in our hearts and in our minds. This Shabbat, our congregation's heartfelt condolences go out to the families of Sidney Guller, Marion Kleiman Katz, Shirley Kransberg, and Harvey Burton Melnick. And this Shabbat, we're in the period of Shloshim for Ruth Gold Cohen, Sherry Eldridge, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Reuben Colton, Louise Francis Levitt, Pearl Light, Sanford Payak, and Beverly Turner. And this Shabbat, we recall the yard sites and we lovingly remember Herman Batavia, David Binder, Joe Cohen, Reuben Cohen, David M. Crown, David S. Feinberg, Charles Fitter, Celia Frank, Ruby Friedman, Esther Friedman, Emmanuel Fuhrer, Isidore D. Gadd, Annetta Fishman Gallup, Esther L. Ginsberg, Louis F. Glazer, Florence Goldenhirsch, Florence Gottlieb, Herman L. Green, Morris Greenberg, Barbara Goodman Hill, Edith Jacques, Sylvia Rosen Kahn, Burl E. Cohn, Louis Lander, Simon G. Lasky, Sadie Lauder, Robert Levitt, I. Jack Levy, Minnie Linsky, Rose Celeste Mayer, Elsie Marenbaum, Leo G. Minner, Myron Moss, Mary Needles, Ben Oglander, Richard H. Paley, Leo Pearlstone, Abe Portnoy, David L. Quicksilver, Julia Robbins, Saul Ross, Rebecca Rubin, Goldie Weissman Scallett, Harry Schnur, Alan Schulman, Dolores Schaftal, Ida Schreiber, Sam Siegelman, Max Silverstein, Ann Sline, Dolly Spiegel, Walter Stark, Lillian Pokra Starr, David M. Stein, Edward Sterneck, Abraham Strauss, Ralph F. Tripp, Nat Veeden, Jacob E. Warner, Julia Weiss Warner, Bertha Werner. Zichronam livracha. May their memories forever be a blessing. We turn now in our booklets to page 9. We recall our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us as we rise as one community and we join in the words of Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabba. Ba'alma divarach hirute v'amlich malchute. B'chayechon uv'yomechon. Uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru amen. Yahei shemei rabba mevarach le'olam ulalmei almaya. Yit barach v'yish tabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh. V'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shemei dekudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens above send peace down here to us, to all of Israel and to all the world, and together we say, amen.
You may be seated. So one of the things that is always, at least for me, the most special of confirmation is seeing it all come together in the end. While I read their parts before, as I'm putting together the service, when I hear them read their parts, they jump out, their personalities, who they are. For the parents, you will recognize that, I hope, in your own children. And some of you may recognize it in those who are sitting up here. I have had the privilege of knowing so many of you since you were very, very, very little. And I have been able to watch you grow. And listening to you all this evening, this has been a different year, a very different year. Although, up until March, we got to do a lot of the, we'll say, quote unquote, normal things. And we dealt with the normal issues of who was showing up on Sundays and who was not showing up on Sundays, who could go on the confirmation trip, who could not go on the confirmation trip. And when we were on stay-at-home orders, I think in the now 16 confirmation classes I've had, it was the best attendance ever, ever. We had almost every week 100% attendance, and it was amazing. Amazing how when you can just roll out of bed and go over to your desk and log in for class, how everybody was there. But as I was listening tonight to all of your readings, one of the things that people should know is this class is about 2/3 athletes. We heard about swimming. A couple were unable to go on our confirmation trip because they were starters on their basketball team. And tonight we are missing 2 of our students because they are athletes and starting players on their football team. And while they were supposed to play tomorrow, when it was announced that, of course, our county was opening up for football, how quickly we went from a Saturday game to a Friday night game. Such is life. As Jews in the United States, we get to continually struggle with that. But one of the things that many of you also said over and over is how much you love to share in the community and share it with others. How much you share yourselves and your Judaism with others, which is so important. And one of the things, there was a theme that I heard running throughout, and this is where it's such a blessing to watch you grow, because as many of you talked about what you've learned over the years, in some of your readings, I could hear Cantor Eicher. In those moments of prepping for your B'nai Mitzvah, this moment of how that preparation can help you not only for that day and standing on the bima, but that meticulous preparation, the order of it, how it can help you through other things in your life. You've taken that in, and such a blessing for us to see what you have heard and learned and listened to over all of these years. And so tonight is, yes, a moment, a culmination of the learning that you have done in community. But tonight, I hope for each of you, is not the end of your learning. Jewish learning doesn't stop when that formal year of, or final year of religious school ends. This is not a graduation from Jewish education, but rather a moment to celebrate what you've learned so far and to recognize that for the rest of your lives, you will continue to learn and you will continue to grow. As we have talked about, who you were and what you believed as Jews when you were 13 is different today as 16-year-olds, some of you beginning almost to turn 17. And who you are today will be different than who you are in 5 years, than who you will become if you're blessed to be parents, and so on and so on. That a recognition that you will grow and change not only as people, but as Jews. And the hope, as one of you said, is that you are not the last chain in this amazing tradition of which all of we are a part. That you recognize, each of you, that you have to share it to carry it on. That you have to continue teaching and bringing other people to Torah in the Jewish community so that they can understand the beauty of our tradition. They don't need to be Jewish, but to see the beauty and what we have to offer. And so it has been a pleasure for all of us to watch you grow and to see you grow into these amazing people and to know that you will continue to grow into amazing people and do amazing things. And I know that tonight doesn't look like what you thought it was going to look like this time last year as you began confirmation. But in many ways, I don't know, it's kind of cooler. It's kind of different to be able to say, as so many of you talked about, resilience. We are resilient people. And when we can't do it in the way that we've always done it, we say, not going to stop us. We are going to keep putting one foot in front of the other and doing what we need to do to celebrate being Jewish. That may mean that we create new rituals or do things in new ways, which is what you guys are doing tonight. And so, in just a moment, I'm going to explain how that ritual is going to differ just a little bit this year. But first, on behalf of all of your parents, it is an honor to invite forward for our parent blessing, Beth Higdon, David Schenberg, and Diane Blyer.
What I wish for you, I wish for all our children. I wish for you to be a person of character, strong but not tough, gentle but not weak. I wish for you to be righteous but not self-righteous, honest but not unforgiving.
Wherever you journey, may your steps be firm, and may you walk in just paths and not be afraid. Whenever you speak, may your words be words of wisdom and friendship. May your hands build and your heart preserve what is good and beautiful in our world.
May the voices of the generations of our people move through you, and may God of our ancestors be your God as well. May you know that there is a people, a rich heritage, to which you belong, and from that sacred place you are connected to all who dwell on the earth. May the stories of our people be upon your heart, and the grace of the Torah rhythm dance in your soul. Amen.
Thank you. And so in just a moment, we'll have the honor of calling the confirmation class forward, where they will, by standing up here and embracing Torah, they will confirm or affirm for themselves their commitment to Judaism and the Jewish people. And I just want to say, as you had the opportunity to read Elliot and Tyler's pieces, they were able to be here with us just before the service, to be in our photo, and we had the opportunity to be able to bless them as they held on to the scrolls, just as you all will in a moment. And so what we're going to do this evening is I will call everyone by name, and they will stand in front of you and you will see them. Our traditional, minhag at Simchat Torah is that we roll out the entire scroll for the whole congregation. The times we are living in don't allow us to do that tonight. However, we have 2 scrolls, and the class is going to roll out part of Bereshit, the beginning, and the very end of Deuteronomy. So they are going to be holding Torah for all of us. So we will roll that out, and literally they're carrying Torah just as Torah has carried them. We will then offer a blessing, and following that, the entire congregation will rise. We will offer the blessings before the reading of the Torah. And for Simchat Torah, Cantor Eicher will read from Deuteronomy, finish, and very quickly in the same breath, read from the book of Genesis. And then we will join together in the blessing after the Torah. And then after that, I will explain our finale of our Hakafah. So I'm going to ask our confirmation class of 5781 and 2020 to please rise. And as I call your name, to have you come and stand before the congregation. Elizabeth Blyer. Morgan Higdon. Simone Hodder. Ryan Klein. Dylan Moulton. Jordan Moulton. Dylan Pines. And Brian Schenberg. I present our class to you. So we can't quite get it all the way out, but this is pretty cool to have it all here. And so as you guys stand here, holding Torah, holding this for all of us, this is that moment where you affirm for yourself by holding this scroll. You affirm its meaning to you, and you affirm your identity with this community. It is now an honor for us, as you are holding the words and the history of our people, to bestow a very ancient blessing upon each one of you.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you all and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka. May God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And may the presence of God in each of your lives bring to each one of you the gift of shalom, the gift of peace, and the gift of wholeness. And to that we all say, Amen. Now I'm going to ask everyone to please rise. And we are going to join together in the blessing before reading the Torah. Baruch et Adonai Haborah, Baruch Adonai Haborah le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'chabanu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato.
Amen. V'lo navi od Yisrael k'moshe asher yado Adonai panim el panim v'lo atod ve'amofim asher shelacho Adonai lasod eretz Mitzrayim לפרעה לכל עבדיו ולכל ארצו ולכל היד החזקה ולכל המורא הגדול אשר עשה משה לעיני כל ישראל בראשית ברא אלוהים את השמיים ואת הארץ והארץ הייתה תוהו ובוהו וחושך על פני תהום ורוח אלוהים מרחפת על פני המים ויאמר אלוהים יהי אור ויהי אור וירא אלוהים את האור כי טוב ויבדל אלוהים בין אור ובין החושך הקר אלוהים לאור יום, ולחושך קר לילה, ויהי ערב, ויהי בוקר, יום אחד. Blessing after the Sefer Torah, please.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah te'emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim haTorah.
וזאת התורה אשר שמשה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני עיניו שלושה דברים העולם עומד על שלושה דברים על שלושה דברים העולם עומד על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הגמילות חסדים על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הגמילות חסדים על שלושה דברים על שלושה דברים על שלושה דברים העולם עומד על שלושה דברים על שלושה דברים על שלושה דברים העולם עומד על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הגמילות חסדים על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הגמילות חסדים על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הגמילות חסדים על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הגמילות חסדים.
Be seated. So very quickly we are going to explain the finale. Typically on Simchat Torah, what do? We dance. And it is the finale of the holidays. We dance with our Torah scrolls. We do circuits, hakafot, typically around the synagogue. We can't really dance with each other during this time. It's, not suggested that we do that, nor a good idea for us to pass Torah scrolls from person to person to person. But we are going to do 3 circuits, 3 hakafot. They are going to be a car parade around our building. In the front car will be one of our Torah scrolls, or the second car, and in the final car will be one of our Torah scrolls. So those that are part of the hakafah will be enveloped by Torah. So in these 3 circuits, the first circuit will be our confirmation class and their families who parked ready in that top 3rd row. The cars are pointed and ready to go. And so in just a moment, the class is going to leave their robes on their chairs, take their booklets, and head to their cars with their families. They will do the first circuit. Cantor will be singing our typical hakafah songs, and people here can dance and sing. And then after the first one has started, then there will be folks, staff that will help those who are going to do the second hakafah if you'd like to be a part of it. And you will line up to get ready for when you see that first car come again, and you'll join in. And then it will be the same for the third. You are so welcome to stay and do all 3 circuits around the building. We're going to go up all the way around the building and back this way to start the next one. If after whichever, the first hakafah, the second one, obviously after the third, if you would like to just make 1 circuit, when we come back down this side, please feel free to just head out the Conway exit and be on your way to celebrate Shabbat and the holiday at home. And so that will be how we are going to do our hakafot. And so I wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom and a Chag Sameach and a Mazel Tov to our confirmation class. I am going to invite our confirmation families and our confirmation class, those who are parked and ready for that first Hakafah, to please head toward your cars right now. And I'm going to invite Cantor Eicher and all of the rest of us to sing. If you are at home watching, you too can dance with Torah at home.
הושיע את עמך, הושיע את נחלתך, מורם ונעשה, מר עולם. מורם ונעשה העולם. הושיע את עמך, ומערך את נחלתך, ונעשה עד עולם. הושיע את עמך, וברך את נחלתך, ונעשה עד עולם. ונעשה עד עולם. הללו, 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 הללו. כל הנשמה תהלליה, הללו, הללויה. כל הנשמה הללויה, הללו, הללויה. הללו, 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 הללו. כל הנשמה תהלליה, הללו, הללויה. כל הנשמה הללויה, הללו, הללויה. יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. הושיע, הושיע את עמך, וברך את נחלתך. ונעשה עד עולם. שוקיע את עמך וברך את נחלתך. אורם, 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 אורם ונעשה, אורם ונעשה מר עולם. אורם, 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 אורם ונעשה עד עולם. There they go, with the police escort in the front. Lights going. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol Shema, Te Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol Shema, Te Hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, Shema, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol Shema, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Lo yisakoy el koy cheref, lo yiladu od milchama. Lo yisakoy el koy cheref, lo yiladu od milchama. Lo yisakoy el koy cheref, lo yiladu od milchama. Lo yisakoy el koy cheref, lo yiladu od milchama. Lo yisakoy el koy cheref, yiladu od milchama. Lo yisakoy el koy cheref, ילמדו עוד מלחמה. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים לחיי הארץ. ישמחו השמיים,